I'm Robin Erbeck. I'm here with Jonathan Kay, and today we are talking about head injuries in the NFL. So John, this is something that we've actually heard about over a number of years. Why are we talking about it again?
This week, for the first time, the NFL actually admitted that people who've played NFL football, former players, have a higher incidence of brain injury than the general population. That has been known among scientists, but it's the first time the NFL has actually admitted it.
This is something, obviously, scientists have been talking about, people have been talking about. What was the NFL's position up until now?
The NFL's position was that the evidence was inconclusive, even though they themselves had commissioned a 2009 University of Michigan study that found very high prevalence rate of brain injury. They rejected those conclusions. Now, for the first time, because of litigation, they've been forced to do an actuarial study, and it shows that brain injuries are much higher for former football players than for people who haven't played football.
And how does this compare to athletes who play other sports?
The incidence seems to be higher in football, and the reason is simply because the collision speeds are that much higher. The human brain, even when it's encased in a helmet, can't seem to withstand it. You've got the players getting dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. It's very serious, and in my article I argue that it should affect the way people see the sport and should cause them maybe even to turn their TVs off when the game comes on.
Do you think that's realistic? I know in Canada the NFL isn't quite the religion that it is in the States. Do you anticipate people are going to sort of take in what's going on and actually decide to turn off their TVs?
I think very few people who read my article, if they've grown up in a culture of football, they're going to suddenly decide, I'm not going to watch this. However, you already are starting to see fewer people enroll their kids in junior football programs. So I think as the years roll on, the culture of football is eventually going to start to diminish because of the realization that it is hurting people's brains.
And where does the NFL go from here? What do you sort of foresee as the next thing happening in this saga?
I think they're probably going to try and introduce new safety rules, maybe different helmets. They're going to do what they can to lessen the image that they're doing nothing, which is more or less what they've done until now. However, I really don't see how you can resolve the situation. The whole sport is built on violence and speed and power, and the human brain just isn't equipped to withstand that. And in the long run, it's not clear to me whether football is going to survive as a sport.